Good morning. We're in Cannes now. Took like an hour train ride from Nice. And now we're all super tired because it was an hour train ride and like
And we're all still sleepy.
yeah. And it's like
I honestly think it was only 30 minutes.
it's supposed to be 30 minutes. I think it was like a 40.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rounding up, you're rounding down. It's like 8 a.m? No, 9 a.m? Yeah, either way, we're in Cannes and we think there's like some type of production festival or like production conference, whatever, TV
Because
thing.
everyone's wearing business work clothes and lanyards.
Maybe we can meet someone like a celeb today. No crazy plans, just following Hannah's agenda as always.
Yep.
Walking around at the pier.
The sun is like coming and going.
These are really good sweet potato fries. Like really crispy.
Take two.
Take two.
Action.
So we made a detour.
Scenic
route detour in some random town close to Antibes, which is where we're walking to right now, because we had
So down bad.
yeah no because we were doing sketchy business and Mippy was being very smart and got us out of the sketchy business before we were gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
So
It was a very like Hail Mary save.
yeah, sorry to be vague, but I'm being vague.
It's all alleged.
Yeah, no, it is
True.
alleged. I could just be making all of this shit up. We're walking to the beach now. so we can like walk by the pier to get to Antibes.
Have a long romantic walk on the beach.
Exactly. And it's around like 20 to 30 minute of a walk, which is really not that bad because we're pro walkers now.
Yes.
Averaging about
Expert
how many
hikers.
how many steps a day?
23,000.
Yes, for her. I'm a little bit lower, but
she also is taller and has legs for days.
okay, no, that's okay. Anyways, so I think this is our last like destination before we head back to Nice, and then we need to figure out what we're doing tomorrow because Juliana's leaving to Malta, and then me and Vippy might go somewhere to hike or like to swim. I don't really know yet, but again, that's why we're planning things out later in the day. I was not the biggest fan of Cannes, low-key, because I think it's like not in season yet. Like,
because we missed there was a festival going on when we were there, but obviously we were not like registered participants.
yeah, so we just saw people in suits and like lanyards and stuff walking around.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Minions 2. No, Shrek 2.
Smurfs.
Minions, Shrek, and
Really
Smurfs.
just listed all of the above.
All of the cult following movies that people also equally hate. Smurfs 2 apparently sponsored it, or that's what they're doing. TV series, like they're filming that. But most people who were there had those lanyards on, so we're assuming that they were associated with the production of Smurfs 2, the TV series somehow. I would have or sponsored, yeah. I mean, maybe just production company.
Show the Fiat, it's so cute.
Oh, wait, there's so many mini cars here, guys.
Yeah.
This is such a cute little scenic route. Also saw a cat, got to pet the cat. Amazing day. Only have seen 3 to 4 wild cats in south of France so far, which not terrible, but like literally I should be seeing. Okay, I also don't want them to be that. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. I'm glad I got to pet the cat. Yeah, lots of tangents, lots of cutting out. I see the ocean now, so I think we're getting close. What else is there to update on? Oh, we had amazing lunch.
The sweet potato fries hit so different.
Yeah, it was so soft on the inside and so crispy on the outside. Best sweet potato fries I've had in my life.
They were good to eat alone.
Yeah, because
high praise.
As North Americans, we usually eat sweet potato fries with like chipotle mayo or like spicy mayo or whatever. And I was like, do they do that in France? Probably not, right? Because they eat mayo with their regular fries already. I'm not assuming they're gonna have spicy mayo for me available and ready. So I was like, okay, let's just try them alone. And they were good enough to eat alone. So we're fans. All in all, I'm gonna say Cannes, little disappointing, but we did as much as we could there. We got almost like, I would say we got like 13 to 14k steps in by like 2 p.m.
It was like 60. When we sat down for lunch, it was like 16.
Oh my god, okay, so probably like 14 for me. But yeah, that's pretty good. And now that we're taking the scenic route, there's gonna be even more steps. So I'm having a good time. And it was also supposed to rain at like 3 p.m. Which is now, but it's like beaming sun.
Yeah.
I see no clouds. So I'm really happy about that. Hopefully we don't catch the rain though, since we're like on a luck streak so far.
trip, not including the bus to get there and get back.
Early birthday girly.
Yay! Celebrate with me.
Cheers. You look so creepy. Oh my god, guys, I'm about to die. So we missed our train in the morning because there's an accident on the tram. And then we had to take a Bolt / like Uber to the airport because Julianne had to catch her flight to Malta. And then we had to catch a bus from like the train station beside the airport where it looked like Mozart right now. So we missed that one. And now we're running across Nice to get to another thing. I'll explain later. I'm about to fucking pass out.
So I never really got around to explaining this hike that Vippy and I went on, and whenever anyone asks me what the most memorable moment of exchange was, my mind always lands on this hike. This was the last day of our South of France trip, and we didn't have any concrete plans for the day since Juliana was leaving in the morning and our flight back to Paris was at night. So Vippy's a huge hiker. Naturally, she researched hikes to do in Nice and came across a TikTok that I honestly think we got hyper fixated on because of how beautiful it looked in the clips, and it was called Pont de la Cerise, or Cherry Bridge. Vippy really took the wheel here and found a route to get to the base of the mountain, and I followed along since I say yes to everything, which looking back I have no regrets of doing, but in the moment I really thought I was going to die. Anyways, like I mentioned, we sprinted across the city since we missed the first bus option, and luckily we made the second one because it was basically the only bus of the day that got us to the base. Even in the first hour, we were weaving left and right to gain some vertical distance, and at that point, I was already physically tapped out, but shout out to Vippy for being there because her presence was really motivating and kept me mentally locked in. As we were hiking, we passed by abandoned buildings, a bunch of ruins, and genuinely terrifying caves that looked like dungeons or tombs. I seriously thought there were dead people in there based off of how they were built, and I honestly feel better not knowing the backstory to all of these things that we came across. At a certain point, we also trespassed into some trail and saw people living in the mountains who were not part of civilization, and they did not seem to like our presence. The entire time I was praying we would make it back down, A, alive, and B, if we were alive, at least before sunset, because this would not have been the cutest situation to be in at nighttime.
Guys, I think this is the most physically taxing thing I've ever done in my life. Vippy is a fucking legend. She is running down the hill and I'm like about to pass out. But you know, I think it's gonna be worth it because we're around 30 minutes away from the Cherry Bridge, which apparently like nobody really goes to. I don't think anybody we've passed by on car has been like heading that direction, because now we're planning to kind of hitchhike there, but it's kind of hard to do that with nobody going the same direction as us. So I think we're gonna walk the rest of it, see if there's anybody at Cherry Bridge, and then maybe ask them to drive us back to Nice so we make our plane. We do have like a bit of wiggle room depending on how easy it is to walk back to Nice, because that's also an option, is to just like hike back. I'm gonna see if I can talk to some local French people so that they can just borrow their car and use their wheels to get back to town. What does it look like? Looks like water down there. I have no idea who they are. Apparently we're close to the bridge, so that's good news. But then all the downhill we just climbed, we have to climb back up. So if my head explodes or I get a heart attack or any of the above, someone better edit this vlog for me.
Let her tell you about the journey we just went on and we'll continue to go on.
Okay, so I did give like maybe 2 brief summaries, but basically this morning, start from the beginning, our tram or the tram in front of our tram got into an accident or whatever. So our tram was stuck and we were waiting for a bus that only comes like once a day, low key. So we were gonna miss that bus, right? And Juliana was gonna miss her flight. So we got a Bolt. We took the Bolt to the train station / the airport area, and then I think like we missed the right bus by like a minute or something because we ran past it and we didn't see the signage. So that was a shame. And then we were like, fuck, like what do we do? Should we go somewhere else to hike, or should we, I don't know, like say Nice? I don't know. And then we're like, okay, well, typically that bus would have given us a 30-minute walk up here. But the alternative that we found last night was to walk 2.5 hours up here, given a good pace, which you will later know that we are not, I am not in a good pace most of the time. So yeah, we basically bolted to another train in 15 minutes. So we ran in 15 minutes, but would have been a 30-minute walk. And then we finally caught that bus. Like, thank God we did, because then otherwise I think we would have been stuck in Nice. Or like had to do something else completely.
In a random ass part of the state.
Yeah.
Outskirts.
And then we got on that, we got dropped off, and then we started our hiking journey. Little did I know that hiking journey would have been quite a, I don't even, it feels like I'm in the Olympics. Feels like I'm training for the Olympics. Because it was an intense hike. Also uphill, also a bit of downhill, but you know, not much civilization, not many roads. For now, we're just gonna stay by the Cherry Bridge, which we honestly, okay, I knew we were gonna get here. I just did not know how capable I was of getting here, because it's like the path exists, you know, the trail exists, and we're capable of walking. We have legs that are functioning, thank God. There are just some moments where we're like, oop, I don't know what's happening.
I wasn't sure that we were moving. I really thought we were moving.
Yeah, but we made it, and we have to make it back. So that's a later problem. I think for now we're gonna dip our toes. We thought we could swim here also, but it's like the water's too shallow and also it's kind of fast.
It's just cold in general. It's like
Yeah. And there's like 2-3 parties like beside us that I'm very eager to ask them if they can like figure out how to drive us home. But I really don't even think they drove here. Like they probably hiked here too, or like
they live in the area or something.
yeah, like I don't know.
It's like we don't even have to get take it to a bus.
Yeah.
I remember I contemplated hitchhiking a billion times, even though we barely saw any humans, let alone cars, so that never ended up working out. I don't know what we were thinking. We were in the middle of nowhere. There were no cars, barely any roads, and I was there on my phone trying to, without signal, find an Uber or a Bolt to pick us up and bring us back down or bring us to the top. Both Vivi and I were trying, obviously no luck, but it's definitely a funny memory to look back on because of how desperate I was to just get onto something with 4 wheels. I don't think the videos capture how exhausted I was, but looking back, we came across some crazy views and a cute little town in the middle of the mountain that we could stop and take a break at and at least buy some water. I think the entire journey took us around 7 to 8 hours, and it would have been longer had Vippy not pulled out the All Trails app that showed shortcuts, which I forced us to use. At some point, we were basically sliding down a vertical slope on our butts into some guy's backyard while he was watering his plants. Luckily enough, I survived this journey and I'm here to tell the tale, so I'm very happy about that. I think the moral of the story is to keep saying yes to things even if you don't think you're capable, but only if the people you're doing it with are there to hold your hand along the way. And you can't see this, but I'm throwing up a heart sign with my hands for Vippy. I also promised myself to get more fit after this day, which is a positive outcome.
Bye, house. Okay, we're leaving now. I did not update anything past the last one because it was low-key a struggle to get down, but Vivi came through with the All Trails shortcuts, but still it ended up being like 7.5 hours total. But now we're leaving south of France. It was a nice 5 days.
Oh my god, it feels crazy that it was 5 days because it feels like it was forever, but also like
yeah,
not at all.
And I feel like we did so much. Like, there's such a big variety of things that we did. Like, we did museums and we did hikes and we saw like castles, and then we also ate like a lot of good local food, etc. So I would say it's a successful trip. Ooh. Yay! And I'm going to the airport now. Sad.
Sad.
Next stop, Airport Terminal 2, end of the line.
Terminus, tous les passagers descendent. À bientôt sur le réseau Ligne d'Azur.